Welcome back to the Homes on Homes podcast. I'm Mike Holmes. I started this podcast to keep educating people on how to make it right, just like I've been doing for over 20 years on television. Here, you'll find raw, unscripted conversations with experts on building healthy homes, choosing quality products, safety at home, and more. Let's get started. Welcome back to another Homes on Homes podcast. Today is going to be exciting. You know, I always talk about your home, my home, everyone's home. But I want to talk about what else is in our home, and that's animals. Your dogs, your cats. You're going to be excited about this because it isn't just about dogs and cats. It's going to relate to your house and everything you need to know, especially if you have an animal, on how and what you can do with possible problems. I have with me today Dino Fregalia. He's the president of Global Pet Foods and a really big company. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to make the food right for our cats and dogs. Doug Points, operation manager, Global Pet Foods in Woodstock. I've known Doug for many, many years. He lived beside me, 22, 23 years ago.
Just about that, yeah.
And I brought in my own doctor, Evan Freeman, or my dog, Charlie's. He's the veterinarian at Georgetown Animal Clinic. Great guy, and he's known my dog Charlie for ever since Charlie was a puppy. So you know Charlie died of what I think was cancer to the brain.
I wasn't managing Charlie's case at the time, but
okay.
Yeah.
To me, his head deformed. It all happened very quickly. It's like it slightly caved in at the top.
Yeah.
His jaw started to go sideways. I was filming in Vancouver, and Anna was telling me, she was calling me and telling me there was problems with Charlie. So she sent me a picture, and I looked at him, and I flew home the next day. And I looked at him, and I said, honey, we gotta put him down, right? Because she loved Charlie. That was her son.
Well aware.
I brought in the doctor in the home the next day. Charlie was put down. I'm going to miss that guy forever. Took her a while, so I'm going to tell you the story here. All of a sudden, Charlie dies. And this cat, I swear to God, comes out of nowhere the very next day. Like Charlie died, got reincarnated to this cat. And I'll tell you, to this day, the cat started living under the cabana. And then Anna was feeding the cat and wanted to take care of the cat. And to me, I'm like, okay, I'm not a cat lover, never been a cat lover, but for Anna, it was like, okay, take care of the cat. It's getting her over Charlie, and all of a sudden she wants a cat door in my shop, and like, a cat door in my shop with my tools and everything. I did it, so the cat started living in the shop. Then she wants a cat door now, so I'm like, no, I draw the line on that. But the cat comes in the house, so the cat acts like Charlie. This is really strange shit to me. I'm not kidding. It's a great cat. I come down in the morning, it paws, just touches my leg. It's an animal. It eats rabbits outside. Every chipmunk in my eats them. Like, she's an animal. But in the house, she touches my leg. She wants me to pat her head, and she just sits there as I pat her head. I'm allergic to the cat. I'm losing everything right now. I'm so itchy. I'm getting red spots all over the place. I don't know what to do. I really don't know what to do. Who said it? That there's a cat food out there to help reduce allergens from cats. Who said it?
I said it before we started.
Right.
And they spent 20 years on it, because that was a barrier to people giving up their cats, or one person really liked the cat, one person was allergic. And it doesn't work for every cat, and it doesn't work for every person, but the cat eats the food, and again, because of what the food contains, it changes the flora or the dander that's on the cat's skin, and in theory, again, makes it less allergic to people, because that's what you're inhaling. Just like pollen on plants, you're inhaling their dander.
See, that's a great point. Right now, there is so much pollen on my truck and on my patio and the pool. Like, this is spring. And the pollen, we don't know what's in the air until we see it. And I've said this a million times. I can see it on my truck. I can see it on my furniture. And when I sit in my living room watching TV and that sun ray comes through the window, you see that dust. All of a sudden, you hold your breath. You ever held your breath seeing that dust? You just hold your breath. I know it's the cat that's affecting me. You know, I'm taking allergen pills and they kick the shit out of me. I'm literally don't want to get up out of bed in the morning. I didn't realize how strong they were. I don't want to take those anymore. I don't want the cat to leave. You know, the funny thing, Anna says, meow, meow, poor meow, meow. I'm like, poor meow, meow. I'm losing
Poor
it.
Mike.
Poor meow, meow. Anyhow. That's the story of my life with dogs and cats at this point, and I'm trying to get through this. I don't know if I should tell Anna that she can buy a cat food that can help reduce. Should I?
We don't sell it.
Okay.
You know, we don't. It's to me. I don't know too much about the study. You know, to me, to give a cat or ingest a cat with a food that will you know, stop the cat from, you know, shedding or shedding the dander. I don't know. I'd have to look at the tests on that. So I have absolutely. I'd be concerned.
But I can see this becoming a thing, and it's only because I know I'm allergic to the cat.
Yeah.
And because as soon as I pat that cat, and it only happens once a day, it's in the morning while I'm having my coffee for 5 minutes, I pat her. And then I am itchy, my ass cheeks are itchy, like I'm itchy everywhere. I purposely don't touch anything with my left hand because my coffee's in my right. I go wash my hands, but it's not enough. It's because I'm breathing in the dander, right? That's my knowledge to everything I know. Which then, Jesus, I can relate this to things that we can do to our house. We use the Whisper Air Repair. It's 4 continuous watts of power. It's Nano-X technology. It also kills the odors from animals on the carpet, the furniture, on your clothing. Like, I recommend this to everyone. Having a Panasonic ERV, I recommend, because now with my Swidget system, and I'm going to go a little bit off topic, all the switches in the wall, all the receptacles, I can put sensors in. It's very interactive. I can put cameras in, but I want the sensors. The sensors will then tell my ERV to turn on because all of a sudden the air quality in my house is poor. So it tells the ERV, automatically sends me a notification on my phone and says, poor air quality in the downstairs living room, we're turning up to 100%. So it cleans my air. So little things that I think everyone needs to know is that is it just for me, but it's for my animals. So if you have animals, when you do it for your children, we don't tend to do things for ourselves. These are things we can look into. The other points of talking about, you know, stormwater management, runoff, and I would really assume spraying anything in your backyard to stop weeds, to stop anything, is not good for the animals. That's my assumption.
I think so, Mike. Like this, over the years, we know that, or we've learned that pesticides are not good for people and therefore not good for animals. Yeah, bottom line, full stop.
Don't use it if you have animals. But then the funny thing is do we really think about this? We have kids, and the kids roll around in the grass and they do. So don't go one day because I've sprayed it. So for 24 hours, don't play in the grass. But 2 days later, they're rolling in the grass. So we really should be thinking, don't use that crap. I heard there's a mix of vinegar and 2 tablespoons of salt that you put in 8 ounces of vinegar, 2 tablespoons of salt or teaspoons of salt. Put it in a spray bottle, shake it up, spray your weeds, and it'll kill your weeds. And that's not going to harm your animals. It's not going to harm the kids. So I went in another direction because I can.
and honestly, Mike, speaking of the filters, when I send patients that I can't control to a veterinary dermatologist, and yes, there are veterinary dermatologists in this world, the one thing that they stress, they use the word HEPA filter, and I don't know what that means, and I don't know but that's to get rid of the allergens in the house. They recommend get the best filter you can buy for your furnace.
Do you want to know what the best filter is?
What's the best filter?
So let's first talk about a HEPA filter. A HEPA filter at the time when they came out was supposed to be the superior filter. The thickness of it is you could take it, you could wash it, you could reuse it. Great idea. I'm not knocking a HEPA filter. Right now, when it comes to your furnace, a HEPA filter is usually on a standalone unit that will go through the lungs of your home, all your ductwork, and clean that air on top of the filter in the furnace. One of the smartest filters out there is by 3M. It's for pets, pet dander. And the reason I know this is because I've been to the factories to see all the results from the tests. And it's not just about how it filtrates the dust, the pollen, the everything else, but it's how it allows the air movement. Most filters will muffle it. So when you're doing this, you're muffling it. Yeah. And what that does is put strain on the motor of the furnace. We need that air to move in the proper CFMs, that's cubic feet per minute, with the right filter. So getting back to the filter, they tell you, change them every 3 months to 6 months. Change them every month, for Christ's sakes. Clean the air. Why is there dust on my furniture? Change them every month, once a month. How much is it? I waste money on coffee. Seriously, right? How much is it? Buy 3 filters for $25?
Minimum, at least. And you know what, I want to add to a little bit to that. We talked a bit about outdoor environmental. Now we're talking about indoor environmental. I think what we're missing out here too, which a lot of people don't realize, is the cleaning products that they use in their house. That their dogs, obviously, if you use Windex on your glass, your dogs are going up to a
their
sliding
noses
door.
Against the window.
Exactly, or your toilet bowl. Dogs like to drink
out of the bowl.
And they put that blue stuff. You shouldn't be putting any of that. Blue.
That's a really good point.
That is dangerous stuff. You're using cleaners on the floor. The dogs obviously lie on the floor. So we got to use more natural products when you're cleaning your house. I mean, unfortunately, sometimes around the kitchen counter, you got to use, because of bacteria and all that, but that's on the kitchen counter.
I'm so excited to sit and talk about this because all it's doing to me is it's making me realize it's not just one thing. It appears to be like stacking the bowl. I love the statement that you made.
Yeah, building the bowl. Build a bowl or stack. I like stack. Stack's good, but building is better because it's more fun.
Because you're putting in the foods that they should have, right? You're getting them the nutrients they need.
That's changing the proteins all the way through, which is important, so don't get protein saturation. Because like I said, if I fed you chicken every day for 365 days of the year for 5 years of the dog, eventually you're going to get an allergy towards that protein.
But I'm seeing from this is that it could be what's in the grass, from rain to from farmers, the feed. There's so many things outdoors and now indoors. Cleaning your windows with Windex, cleaning your floors with a floor cleaner, and they lick the floor. They lick everything.
Or lie on the floor.
They lie on the floor. They roll on the floor.
Yeah.
So it isn't, and I think it was all, because this all happened because of my dog Charlie and you, Doug, because this was your great idea, which I loved. And I'm just saying, wow, how do we stop this? There is no real stopping it, but staying on top of it. Be aware. Clean air in the home. There are things we can do. Cleaner products, less dangerous products.
More greener.
Greener products that are good for the environment, for our kids and our animals, which we call kids. They're our kids.
And that's draining through the sewer and through the system. So if we can go with more greener, more natural products, not only will be safer for our pets, but also be safer for us.
Dino, you talked about the Windex on the glass, the floor cleaner. I mean, one thing I know about VOCs, volatile organic compounds, is even in our own perfume and men's spray, it's full of VOCs. Carpet, paint, now where I tell everyone, you buy your paint with 0 VOCs, drywall, you name it, carpet, 0 VOCs. Because the volatile organic compounds could be formaldehyde, parts per million, could be so many different things in there. And I guess someone just mentioned the sprays. You plug it in. Is it safe? They're at pet height. Is that an issue?
Well, I don't know. Like, I would imagine that it would be, because you're breathing. Their goal, the company's goal, is to fill your house with this
nice smelling home,
perfumey smell. 1 for every 700 square feet or something like that. And you're breathing that in. Cats are breathing that in.
And then we got other sprays that we put in the air and fix that and fluff this.
And the longer it lingers, the better, right?
Right.
We're taught or led to believe.
So, is there anything out there? Because I'm curious.
I just want to add, and we thought smoking was bad. Imagine all these other chemicals. So
I'm telling you, we're learning, and I don't think we're learning fast enough. I really don't.
Yeah.
This has brought the rise of asthma, bronchitis. All allergies, even in human beings, from the last 50 years have catapulted to high levels. Look at the companies out there making Reactin, all those companies. They're becoming rich from people like me because I'm allergic to a cat. Or I have my own allergies, and everyone else out there, I don't want to take them, but I get to the point where I have to take them. Is there anything out there, speaking of medicine, is there anything out there that can show signs of a sick animal, cat and or dog? Like a cat?
Yeah, I mean, innovation, again, Global Pet Foods is a leader in innovation. We're, first to best in the market. There's a new cat litter that's going to be rolling out to our stores that will be able to detect if your cat does have diabetes.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, or if it has a urinary tract infection, or if it has feline neurological syndrome.
Yep.
Obviously it's not going to detect if it's oxalate or
No.
but it's going to definitely show that there is an issue with the cat.
Would this be something that they would use all the time?
Not all the time. Once there is a problem, obviously go to your veterinarian and get it looked after. Obviously the veterinarian will take care of, do all the tests and really get down to where the problem is. But at least it's definitely it's gonna give you a heads up.
Anything for dogs?
Not yet.
Not yet?
I don't know if there's anything to keep the stains off the lawn, Mike.
Well, the female dog,
Yeah.
they kill the
stones.
grass.
Yeah?
They have the stones.
What do you mean?
Put on your lawn?
No, they put in the drinking water,
Okay.
and it's supposed to take the acid out of their
But you
urine.
don't sell that.
Yeah, we do.
Is that right? So a female dog you put the stones in the water, they
Yeah, there's
drink
a
the
s-
water.
there's a special rock
But
that-
is that good for the dog
Yeah.
to change the pH of the urine? Your body is supposed to produce urine of a certain acidity, and every species differs. And so now you're changing the inside of the dog by putting this, and it's not a chemical, it's like a mineral or something like that. Yeah.
How interesting. How to avoid the grass burning.
we could do a whole new show on this because by obviously changing the pH sometimes is a good thing if the
Yep.
dog is too acidic, and versus alkaline. I mean, you want that perfect pH balance because and science has proven this, that if you can keep your urine at pH balance, cancer doesn't grow, and that is proven. That's science.
Doesn't this equate to humans that
Yes,
we
it does.
need to keep our system balanced?
Balance 100%, and sometimes it's always good to actually to check your urine and check your dog or cat's urine to see if that pH is right, and obviously dogs' pH levels and cats are
Well, I know
different
when I
than
go to the
humans.
washroom, I take a look at it, right?
Yes.
Because it's got to be looking the right color. If it's really dark pee, you're probably not in good shape. Something's wrong.
Dehydrated usually.
Dehydrated,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
You want it fairly clear.
Yeah.
And then the other side of that is you want to make sure there's no blood in it.
But to make sure, you got to do a pH strip test. That's going to give you
For me?
the accurate. Yeah, everyone, even dog, cats. Yeah.
We have
All right.
Who knew, right?
Who- I didn't.
We can go into a whole nother show.
we got the pH dog strips
Yes.
and the cat, but you don't want to chase the cat around.
Yeah.
It's easier to chase the dog when he's peeing.
Oh, that's hilarious. Get behind him as he raises his leg.
Yeah.
I remember doing that with Charlie, actually.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, as dogs get older, one of my neighbors, Joe, the boat neighbor, we got an older, you said the dog earlier, the little yapper.
Yep.
What is it?
Yorkie?
Yorkie. So they have two Yorkies. They got a new one, which is rambunctious as hell, and then the older one. The older one's going blind and deaf. So I think there's a lot of things happening, especially, Anna's bought all kinds of stuff for this cat. Like Amazon order coming in. What is that? It's a cat tree. It's a cat that. It's a cat house with a warmer. I let her do it because it makes her feel good. There's a lot of things that we can now do for our animals that I didn't even know. And here's one here. Philips lights for pets. Who would have thought of that? Lights for pets? With the dog's going blind. So Holly installed the Philips Hue light strips along the hallway and on the stairs to create a very soft glow to help her dog navigate throughout the house at night. She even put it on the Philips Hue app so that it comes on automatic at 9 at night and stays up all night so the dog can see, like a landing strip for the plane, the dog can see where the dog needs to go. Cute little things that we're doing. I don't see anything in the building industry that comes to dogs and cats. Well, what I do know is that I can make a difference in your home to make it healthy, for not just us, but for the animals themselves. And that's a really good point, about all the cleaning stuff. Like, what is in the hardwood cleaner you're using? How many people still use bleach? Bleach! Don't use bleach for anything.
Yeah.
It's worse for you than, don't use bleach. Just don't use bleach.
It's really harmful to cats.
What happens if the dog licks the floor?
Very harmful for the cat.
Oh, man.
Bleach is
Bleach is
almost like very, very, very harmful.
fatal. Yeah.
Fatal.
I don't think people think about that. They
No.
think once I've cleaned it, it's clean. It's not sitting on the surface that my cat or dog can lick. Obviously, there's many things that we could do. Is there anything else you guys would want to talk about?
No, I mean, I think you just got to be aware that the cats groom themselves more so than dogs. And that's why, like, anything that is in the air in the house that shouldn't be there, they're going to ingest it, like repeatedly. I always say to my, I don't, like, every now and then, a cat will come into me and it just reeks of cigarette smoke, like just reeks. And I'm just thinking that if I'm a cat and I'm grooming myself multiple times a day with my tongue.
The cat might as well smoke.
Pretty much.
Holy cow, I've never heard that.
Yeah. I mean, there's no studies that have been shown that, but I just feel like naturally, like to me, it just makes sense. If you're gonna smoke, and people smoke, do it outside.
Smoke outside.
Yep.
Never smoke in the house. It yellows the walls, it stinks, it's
and,
horrible.
And once it's in there, like,
it's stuck, like cat pee.
don't.
I know.
Don't get me started.
Something I'm aware of, because I'm a contractor, and I gotta clean that crap up.
Yeah. I don't know, what do you use for that?
We have natural products that would have natural enzymes that will break it down.
Is that right?
It's completely all natural.
And it's a good cleaner.
It's a good cleaner. The enzymes are in there that will help break down the pH that's in the urine, and you won't have a smell anymore. And it's all natural.
I didn't know that. Normally I rip the floors up,
Yep.
pull the carpet out, goes to the bin, down comes the drywall, and wait, it's brand new again, you know me.
Same with skunk.
Skunk,
We
that's,
have products
Charlie
too.
got hit with a skunk once, that was horrible. That was really bad.
The worst thing you can do is actually
Wash 'em.
But it's the middle of the night, Mike. Your dog's just got skunked. It reeks, and you grab your dish soap or whatever, and that actually makes it harder for the next product to work.
So in the springtime, we actually get a big skunk and put a full display of skunk off, and say be prepared, because it's not a matter of if, it's a
Skunk
matter
off.
of when. Skunk off, yeah, exactly.
Holy cow.
But you got to get.
Will that work for
You got to
humans?
get a stuffed skunk that catches their attention. They go, oh yeah, I need just keep one of these for backup, just in case. So,
Skunk off, I'll remember that.
Yeah.
I think we used, tomato juice, because it was
No.
an old fairy tale.
yeah.
Perhaps, yeah.
Old wives' tale. Yeah.
Doug, is there anything you want to say to your clients that come to you?
Yeah, we're global. We're here to help whenever they have their questions, their issues. My staff is well trained and continually training on different avenues. Everyone has their strengths in the store, so for as far with food allergies, you name it, stress. That seems to be a big thing these days with firecrackers and
stress. I'm hearing that too.
Gunshots, and their parents are away all day. They were in the house all day, but now they're gone.
Yeah.
So-
Someone told me I think it was yesterday, their dog has got the runs like crazy. Mom was gone to another country for 6 weeks. I say mom, the wife.
Yep.
But the dog was stressed. Took him to the doctor, like you, Dr. Evan. The dog is stressed.
Yep.
Really?
Stress diarrhea.
Really?
Just like you.
I get it.
I don't have that issue. Put a little garlic in me, I got an issue. Dr. Evan, is there anything that people out there, how can they learn shit? Stop.
What I would say is just do your research, and ask both the pet food stores and the vet, what is the best food for my dog? And the one thing that Dino touched on is make sure your food, the company that makes it, has a nutritionist on board, to make sure that food is balanced And if you are home cooking or whatever, there are services that will design a meal for your dog that is complete and balanced and does not have over whatever, too much calcium, too little magnesium, etc. So I think that's a well-balanced meal. And that's why, like, there are pet food companies that use nutritionists and there are pet food companies that don't. And I think that it's really important to make sure that the food you're feeding has a nutritionist on board.
Dino.
Yeah, listen, every brand we bring into our family of stores, there is a nutritionist. We're very conscientious of what foods we bring in. We do our research. Global Pet Food has been around for 46 years.
That's a long time.
It's a long time, since 1976. In the next 3 to 4 years, I guess, 2026, we will be 50 years in business. We really do our research with every brand we bring in. We're the leader in innovation when it comes to pet food in not only Canada, but I would say North America.
Is there a website they can go to get more information?
Yes, www.globalpetfoods.com.
Okay,
is the
globalpetfoods.com.
Yeah, go in there and you can see all our products. But rest assured that we have definitely done the research to ensure that every brand we bring in is safe, and there is a nutritionist for every brand that we do bring in.
Guys, thank you so much for coming in today. I know you're busy, Dr. Evan. You got to get back to the clinic and take care of all the dogs and cats that are having allergies. It has grown, hasn't it?
I wish I could give you a definitive reason why, but as you said at the beginning, the incidence of allergies in dogs from now to 50, 60 years ago is increasing, and they don't teach you that in school. That, like, I don't know, 50% of the cases you will see will either be skin or gut. And
but what I'm hearing is, just from this conversation, there's a bunch of possible reasons.
Yep.
And we're probably self-inflicting a lot of them and don't realize it.
Yep.
Thank you for coming here. Doug Points, thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Dino.
sir.
Very good.
Great, thanks.
And thank you. We'll see you on the next Homes on Homes podcast. If you like the show, check out the episode page on makeitright.ca for more tips. Listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and Amazon Music. Subscribe so you don't miss an episode.